Brewers spring training game 17, the Brewers will lose against the Reds 6-3. Andrew Abbott with the win, Robert Gasser with the loss, and Zach Maxwell with the save. Top of the first, Andrew Abbott on the mound for the Reds. He get the first out to Sal Frelick, give a walk to Andrew Vaughn, and then he give up a 2-run home run to Gary Sanchez, making it 2-0 Brewers. Then he would give up a single to Luis Rengifo, Brandon Lockridge would be out number 2, David Hamilton will hit a single, and then Reese McGuire would be the final out of the first. Bottom of the first, Robert Gasser on the mound for the Brewers. He get the first out to TJ Friedl, then he give up a solo home run to Matt McLean, making it 2-1. Tyler Stevenson will hit a double, then Spencer Steer and Dane Myers will hit back-to-back outs to end out the inning. Top of the second, Luis Lara and Jesus Mate would start off with back-to-back singles. Luis Lara would be picked off, and then Sal Frelick would ground into a double play to end out the inning. Bottom of the second, Noel V. Marte would start off with a leadoff home run, tying it up at 2. Key Brian Hayes would be out number 1, and then Jose Trevino would hit a solo home run, making the Reds in the lead 3-2. Garrett Hampson would reach on a fielding error, TJ Friedl would strike out, and then Robert Gasser would pick off Garrett Hampson to end out the inning. Top of the third, Andrew Vaughn would lead off with a single, and then after that, the Brewers will go 1-2-3. Bottom of the third, Robert Gasser would face his final 3 batters. He'd give up a single to Matt McLean, then he'd get back-to-back outs with Tyler Stevenson and Spencer Steer. With 1 out in the third, Jesus Broco would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd walk Dane Myers, give up a 2 RBI double to Noel V. Marte, making it 5-2, and then Key Brian Hayes would be out number 3. Top of the fourth, David Hamilton would start off with a strikeout. Reese McGuire would get walked. Luis Lara would be out number 2. Brandon LeBryant would enter the game for the Reds, and he'd get the final out of the inning to Jesus Mate. Bottom of the fourth, Jared Koenig would enter the game for the Brewers, and he'd throw 1-2-3. The top of the fifth for Emilio Pagan would have 2 straight outs. He'd give up a double to Gary Sanchez, and then he'd strike out Luis Rengifo to end up the top of the fifth. Bottom of the fifth, Matt McLean would start off with a single. Trevor McGill would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd start off by facing Tyler Stevenson. He would hit into a fielding error. Spencer Steer would strike out, and then Matt McLean would be caught stealing home. And then Dane Myers would be out number 3. Top of the sixth, Tony Santillan would enter the game for the Reds. He'd start by facing Brandon Lockridge. He'd reach on a fielding error. David Hamilton would ground into a double play, and then he'd give up a solo home run to Reese McGuire, making it 5-3. Then he would hit Luis Lara, and then he'd pick off Luis Lara to end out the inning. Bottom of the sixth, Grant Anderson would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd throw 1-2-3. Top of the seventh, Graham Ashcraft would enter the game for the Reds, and he would throw 1-2-3. Bottom of the seventh, Grant Anderson would face his final 3 batters. He'd walk Austin Hendrick, hit Shane Sasaki, and then his first out of the inning would be to Victor Acosta. With 1 out in the 7th, Craig Yoho would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd strike out Mason Neville, walk Ruben Ibarra, and then strike out Carlos Jorge to end out the inning. Top of the 8th, Sam Moll would enter the game for the Reds. He'd start by walking Daniel Guillarte, and then Cooper Pratt would ground into a double play. Josh Adamczewski and Juan Baez would get back-to-back walks, and then Reese McGuire would strike out to end out the inning. Bottom of the 8th, Sammy Peralta would enter the game for the Brewers. He'd get the first 2 outs to PJ Higgins and Austin Callahan. Then he'd give up 3 hits in a row to Carlos Sanchez, Austin Hendrick, and Shane Sasaki, making it 6-3, and then Victor Acosta would be out number 3. Top of the 9th, Zach Maxwell would enter the game for the Reds. He'd start by striking out Greg Jones, giving up a single to Ethan Murray, and then Blake Burke and Jordan Adams would be the final 2 outs of the game. Alright, so the Brewers lose 6-3. The record is now 8-9 in spring training, and the Brewers' respective hitter of the game goes to Gary Sanchez with his home run, and then the pitcher of the game goes to Trevor McGill.